Hey, good morning, my friends. What up? Look at the beautiful morning out there. Isn't it magnificent? So, what are you grateful for today? I'm grateful. I woke up and opened two presents this morning. They were my eyes. They both work. We're still here. So I asked you a question this morning. Have you been lied to? Now, this is sort of a sneaky little question. When we were growing up, our parents told us what to do to be successful. Now, if you grew up the way I grew up, I didn't have any parents who were successful, nor did I have any family who was successful. They struggled all of their life. They argued about money incessantly. They drank too much. They smoked too much. And many of us have grown up in households or families that were not financially successful. We weren't taught finances in school. We weren't taught about money. Uh, I was listening to a very well known speaker the other day who's quite wealthy, Grant Cardone. And I believe it was Grant Cardone who said that, he spent 20 years learning about money. And he's written a book about money. But he spent 20 years learning about money. We think we know something about money. We don't. Most of us, most of us don't. And yes, we were lied to because we were told that if we grew up and got an education and got a job, that was our parents' definition of success. But here's the problem with parenting. If we're parenting our children, we're teaching them to survive in a world that no longer exists. Because the world they have to survive in is going to be different than the one that we had to survive in. So if I teach my children everything I know, I'm teaching them about the things that happened in the past. I'm not really preparing them for the future. So my grandmother told me to grow up, be something important, she said. Be something important. Be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer. And while I'm not going to say those things aren't important, they are. Those are not the things that prepare you for prosperity, financial prosperity. Many doctors struggle. You think they're making a lot of money because they charge you a lot of money, but they send most of it to the lawyers. So, what's the real truth? The real truth is that we have to take responsibility for ourselves. We can't just believe what we were told by our parents, our family. Well meaning, they told us all they knew, but all they knew is no longer relevant to the world we're living in today. So how do we change that? Leaders are readers. They read. They read books. A lot of books. When I was growing up, I had my mother's husband. They called him my foster father. I don't know what his real role was, but he lived in the house with us. And he proudly told me that he didn't read any books anymore because he'd read all the books there were to read in the library when he was a teenager. Whew. So that means he quit learning, he quit growing when he was a teenager. What a shame. He was a smart man. He could have learned a lot more about life. So we have to read, we have to learn, we have to study, we have to be around mentors. Remember the old saying, you've heard it many times, I'm sure, that we become the average of the five people we hang around. So who are you hanging around? Are you hanging around with your bowling ball buddies on Friday night or in the bar, or are you hanging around with people that are going where you want to go? Or hanging around with people that are going where you think you might want to go, but you're not going there yet because you haven't started. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? And were you lied to? And the answer is, yeah, you were. You were. But you can change that. It's up to you. The choice is yours. There is no benefit to being poor. None. Zero. None. You can't help anybody if you're poor. A homeless man cannot help a homeless person. Well, he can give them comfort. He can console them, but he can't help them. Can't feed them. Can't clothe them. Can't house them. It takes money to do that. So were you lied to? Yep, probably. Most of us were. Was it intentional? No, of course not. Can you change it? Yes. By focusing on where you want to go, not where you've been. Look around you. Look around you. By law of attraction, by the rules of the universe, by the way the universe works, what you see is your past. What you see is the results of all the things you've thought up until this moment. This is your past. Now, what does your future look like? You've got to see your future there, not out there. And go for it. Hey, I hope you're going to have a wonderful day. This is Len. As usual, I intend to be happy. I hope you do too. It's a choice. It is your choice. And remember, be compassion. The world needs a whole lot more of that. We'll talk again tomorrow. I hope I made sense today. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.